Hi everyone, in today's lesson we're going to talk about formulas that we can use to find the sum of a finite series. So here are the two formulas. I'll go over them as we need them, but just so you have them, they're here. So let's see what these questions will ask. It'll say determine the sum of the first 100 terms of this sequence. So the problem is that obviously we could just add, right? If we had all of these terms and we would add. But 100 terms seems like a lot of numbers. So it's very easy for us to do this if we use a formula. So since they're asking for a sum, we have to first determine, is this an arithmetic sequence or is this a geometric sequence? So how am I getting from one term to the next? Well, it looks like to go from 1 to 3, I'm adding 2. And to go from 3 to 5, I'm adding 2. And 5 to 7. And also from, -1 to 1. So I'm adding 2 to all sides. Therefore, my common difference is 2. So this is an arithmetic series. So the formula, let's just copy it. S sub n equals n, a1 plus an, all divided by 2. So we're going to talk about what each of the pieces means. So first they're asking us to find the sum of the first 100 terms. So that is represented as S sub 100. So we're going to go ahead and put that here. That means the sum of the first 100 terms. So since I let n be 100 here, I have to let it be there, here, and here. So 100, and a sub 1 is my first term, which they give me is -1, plus a sub 100, we don't know that yet, divided by 2. So honestly, if we just had the 100th term, we would be happy, we would be done, and we can just plug this in our calculator. So in order to find that, we need the explicit formula that we learned a couple lessons ago. And that is the explicit formula for an arithmetic sequence. So a sub 100 is what we want to find. A sub 1 is my first term, so -1. Since I let n equal 100 here, I'm going to let n equal 100 there, subtract 1, and then multiply it by my common difference, which is 2. So take a minute, pause the video, and type this into the calculator just the way you see it, and then hit resume when you're ready. So I got 197. So that tells me my 100th term is 197. So if I want the sum of the first 100 terms, I'm just going to plug in 197 for a sub 100 and then divide all that by 2. So again, take a minute, pause the video, type this in just the way you see it, and then hit resume when you're ready for the answer. All right, so what I got was 9,800. So my value of the sum of all of these 100 terms would be 9,800. Excellent. Okay, let's try example number 2. So same concept, determine the sum of the first now 8 terms of the sequence. So sum of the first 8 terms is going to be denoted by S sub 8. And now this is a series. All that a series is it's just pluses or minuses in between rather than listing out a sequence of numbers. So let's figure out if it's a common ratio or a common difference. So I'm going to take any two sequence numbers and I'm going to divide them and then subtract them. So let's see, -8 divided by 4, that gives me -2. And then let's try 4 divided by -2. That also gives me -2. So if I divide and they both match, I don't have to do arithmetic. I know that it's a common ratio, so it's got to be geometric, so it's 2. So let's use the formula for a sum of a geometric sequence. So we're going to go up here, and then this is the formula that we're going to copy down. So S sub n equals a sub 1 minus a sub 1 times r to the n, all over 1 minus r. So we want to find the sum of 8 terms. So again, if I'm letting 8 be n, that's going to go here and here. My a sub 1 is my first term, which is -2, so I can put that here. R is my common ratio, which is -2. And n, we said, was 8. And then 1 minus the common ratio, which is -2. So I know there's a lot of twos, negative twos, all over the place, but it's how you present it in the calculator that'll get you the right answer. So since I'm multiplying a sub 1 times r to the n, both of these went in parentheses. And since I'm subtracting a double negative, I have to put that in parentheses. So honestly, let the calculator do all the work. Put this into alpha y equals and get an answer. So take a minute, pause the video, and then hit resume when you're ready for the answer. All right, so I got 170. That would be my sum of my 8 terms. All right, we're going to skip number 3 for now, just for purposes of time, and then we're going to jump to number 4. So let's leave question 3 for homework. Give it a shot. If it's tricky, that's okay, but at least try it. And we're going to skip to number 4, and you can add number 5 to be homework as well. Give them a try, see how you do, and we can go over them in class tomorrow. But let's definitely start with 2. It says find the sum of this sequence, 7, 10, 13, ... to 49. So the difference between this problem and the ones that we did before is that they don't tell you how many terms it takes to get to 49. So we first have to figure out what type of sequence this is. And just by looks of things, it looks like to get from 7 to 10 to 13, we're going to add 3. So that means my common difference must be 3, and this must be arithmetic. So let's write down the sum formula for an arithmetic series. So here's the formula from the previous page, and let's see what we can plug in with what we know. So we obviously don't know n, how many terms there are, but we know my first term is 7, and we know a sub n, my last term, is 49. So we can put 7 in for 1, and 49 in for my last term. We're going to divide this by 2. So really, all we need is n, and we're done, and we can finish this problem. So I need to figure out how long it takes me to get to 49. So we have to use that explicit formula yet again. So we know the a sub n, my last term here, is 49. We know my first term, a sub 1, is 7. We want to find n, the number of terms, with a common difference of 3. So we just have to solve this equation. We can distribute the 3 from the back, so 3n minus 3. Bring down the 7 plus, and let's combine like terms. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3n equals 49. We're going to subtract 4 on both sides. 49 minus 4 is 45. And divide both sides by 3, and we get that 15 equals n. So that tells me it takes 15 terms for us to get to 49. So n must be 15. So I'm going to put that there and there. So I want to find the sum of 15 terms. So all you're going to do now is type this into the calculator just the way you see it, and hit resume when you're ready for the answer. Okay, so I got that when I have the sum of the 15 terms, it's 420. And that's it. That's my final answer. So that's as hard as they'll get, besides a couple word problems. So like I said, I'd like you to try example 3 and example 5 for homework, and we'll go over those in class tomorrow. All right, have a good night.